Introduction to biomes and terrestrial ecosystems. Biomes are vast, distinct regions of the Earth characterized by specific climate conditions, vegetation types, and the organisms that inhabit them. They are essential for understanding the distribution and interaction of life on our planet. This introduction will explore what biomes are, how they are classified, and why they are important for both ecological study and conservation efforts. Understanding biomes. A biome is a large-scale ecosystem defined primarily by its climate and dominant vegetation. These ecosystems are shaped by long-term patterns of temperature, precipitation, and seasonality, which influence the types of plants and animals that can thrive in each region. Each biome supports a unique set of life forms adapted to its particular environmental conditions. Biomes are not isolated entities. They interact with one another, often transitioning gradually into adjacent biomes. These transitions, known as ecotones, are crucial for understanding the fluid nature of ecosystems and the adaptability of species. Classification of terrestrial biomes. Terrestrial biomes are typically classified based on two primary factors: climate and vegetation. Climate, including temperature and precipitation, plays a fundamental role in determining the types of vegetation that can grow in a region. For instance, the amount of rainfall influences whether an area supports a rainforest or a desert. Vegetation types, in turn, influence the kinds of animals that can live there, as different plants provide different food sources and habitats. The major terrestrial biomes include tundra, characterized by cold temperatures, permafrost, and a short growing season. Vegetation is limited to low-growing plants like mosses and lichens, and animal life includes species adapted to extreme cold. Taiga, boreal forest known for its coniferous forests and cold winters. This biome supports a variety of mammals and birds that have adapted to its harsh conditions. Temperate deciduous forest, features for distinct seasons and trees that shed their leaves in the fall. This biome supports a diverse range of flora and fauna. Grassland, dominated by grasses and herbaceous plants, grasslands can be temperate or tropical and support large herbivores like bison and antelope. Desert, defined by low precipitation and extreme temperature variations. Desert plants and animals have evolved unique adaptations to conserve water. Rainforest, known for high rainfall and warm temperatures, rainforests are incredibly biodiverse, with complex layers of vegetation and a wide array of animal species. The role of biomes in ecology. Biomes are crucial for maintaining the Earth's ecological balance. They regulate climate, support biodiversity, and provide resources and services essential for life. For example, forests act as carbon sinks, absorbing carbon dioxide and helping to mitigate climate change. Grasslands support agricultural activities and provide grazing grounds for wildlife. Deserts, while seemingly barren, host unique species adapted to extreme conditions and contribute to the Earth's mineral cycles. Biomes and human impact. Human activities have significant impacts on biomes, leading to changes in their structure and function. Deforestation, urbanization, and climate change are altering biome boundaries and disrupting the ecosystems within them. For instance, the expansion of agricultural land into forested areas reduces biodiversity and affects the global carbon cycle. Understanding biomes and their characteristics helps in developing strategies for conservation and sustainable management, ensuring that these vital ecosystems can continue to support life. Conclusion. In summary, biomes are fundamental units of Earth's biodiversity, shaped by climate and vegetation, and critical for understanding ecological relationships and environmental changes. As we delve deeper into the characteristics of each major biome, we gain valuable insights into the intricate connections between climate, ecosystems, and the organisms that inhabit them. This knowledge is crucial for both preserving our natural world and addressing the challenges posed by human impacts on these diverse and essential ecosystems. Tundra biome, the frozen landscape. The tundra biome is one of the most extreme and fascinating ecosystems on Earth. Characterized by its cold temperatures, short growing season, and unique permafrost, the tundra presents a stark yet beautiful landscape that supports a specialized array of plant and animal life. This section explores the defining features of the tundra biome, the adaptations of its flora and fauna, and the significance of this unique environment. Climate and soil. The tundra biome is defined by its cold climate, with temperatures often dropping well below freezing for much of the year. The growing season is short, typically lasting only 50 to 60 days, which limits the types of plants that can thrive. Precipitation in tundra regions is relatively low, averaging between 150 and 250 millimeters annually, mostly falling as snow. The soil in the tundra is often frozen year-round, a condition known as permafrost. Permafrost is a thick subsurface layer of soil that remains frozen throughout the year, preventing the growth of deep-rooted plants and affecting water drainage. Vegetation. Vegetation in the tundra is sparse and consists mainly of low-growing plants that are adapted to the harsh conditions. The most common types of plants are mosses, lichens, and low shrubs. These plants have evolved various strategies to survive the cold and dry conditions. For example, mosses and lichens can tolerate extreme cold and desiccation, and they are capable of photosynthesis even at low temperatures. Many tundra plants have adapted to conserve heat and moisture. Some have small, leathery leaves or grow in clumps to reduce exposure to the wind. Animal life. The animal life in the tundra biome is equally specialized and adapted to the extreme environment. The cold temperatures and limited food resources have led to the development of several survival strategies among tundra animals. For example, many species have thick fur or feathers for insulation, while others, such as the Arctic fox and caribou, have developed behavioral adaptations like migration and hibernation. Herbivores in the tundra, such as the musk ox and the lemming, feed primarily on the limited plant life available. These animals often have adaptations to help them endure the long, harsh winters, such as storing fat and growing thick coats. Carnivores, including polar bears and Arctic wolves, prey on these herbivores and have developed strategies to hunt in the challenging conditions. For example, polar bears are highly adapted to hunting seals on sea ice and can swim long distances in cold water. Adaptations and survival. Adaptations in the tundra are crucial for survival due to the biome's challenging conditions. Many animals have evolved to have large fat reserves, which help them survive periods when food is scarce. Additionally, some species exhibit behavioral adaptations such as migrating to more favorable conditions during the winter months or hibernating to conserve energy. Plants, on the other hand, have developed methods to conserve heat and withstand frost. For instance, many tundra plants have dark-colored leaves to absorb more heat from the sun. Human impact and conservation. The tundra biome is particularly sensitive to human activities and climate change. Issues such as global warming are causing the permafrost to thaw, which can lead to the release of greenhouse gases like methane and disrupt the delicate balance of the tundra ecosystem. Additionally, industrial activities, including oil and gas exploration, pose threats to the pristine environment of the tundra. Conservation efforts are crucial to protect this unique biome and its specialized flora and fauna. Conclusion. The tundra biome represents one of the Earth's most resilient and extreme environments. Its cold temperatures, permafrost, and short growing season create a challenging habitat for both plants and animals. The adaptations of tundra organisms are a testament to the resilience of life in harsh conditions. Understanding the tundra biome and addressing the impacts of climate change and human activity are essential for preserving this remarkable and fragile ecosystem. Through continued research and conservation efforts, we can help ensure that the tundra remains a vital part of our planet's ecological diversity. Taiga biome, the boreal forest. The taiga, also known as the boreal forest, is a distinctive and expansive biome characterized by its coniferous forests, cold winters, and short, mild summers. Stretching across the northern parts of North America, Europe, and Asia, the taiga is the world's largest terrestrial biome, playing a crucial role in the global climate system and supporting a variety of specialized flora and fauna. This section delves into the defining features of the taiga, the adaptations of its inhabitants, and its ecological significance. Climate and soil. The taiga biome experiences a subarctic climate with long, cold winters and short, warm summers. Winter temperatures can plunge well below freezing, often averaging between -20 degrees Celsius and -5 degrees Celsius, while summer temperatures can range from 5 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius. This climate results in a growing season that typically lasts between 60 and 120 days. The precipitation in the taiga is relatively low, ranging from 300 to 850 millimeters annually, mostly falling as snow during the winter months. The soil in the taiga is often acidic and nutrient-poor, primarily due to the slow decomposition of organic matter in the cold climate. The top layer of soil, known as the humus layer, is thin, which affects the availability of nutrients for plant growth. However, the soil's cold conditions also slow down microbial activity, which can help preserve organic material. Vegetation. The taiga is dominated by coniferous trees, such as spruce, fir, and pine, which are well adapted to the biome's cold conditions. These trees have needle-like leaves coated with a thick, waxy cuticle that reduces water loss and protects against frost. Their conical shape helps shed snow, minimizing damage to the branches and reducing the weight that could break the trees. Under the canopy, the vegetation includes shrubs, lichens, and mosses. Shrubs like dwarf birch and blueberry are common, and mosses and lichens cover much of the forest floor. These plants have adapted to the low-light conditions under the dense canopy and the acidic soil. The evergreen nature of coniferous trees allows them to photosynthesize throughout the summer, taking advantage of the short growing season. Animal life. The taiga biome supports a range of animal species adapted to its cold and often harsh conditions. Mammals such as moose, caribou, and the Siberian tiger are well adapted to the taiga environment. These animals have evolved various strategies for surviving the cold. For instance, many have thick fur coats for insulation and large fat reserves to provide energy during the long winters. The taiga is also home to a variety of birds, including the boreal owl and the common raven, which have adapted to the changing seasons. Some bird species migrate south for the winter, while others, such as the snowshoe hare, have adapted to stay year-round, changing their coat color from brown to white for camouflage against the snow. Adaptations and survival. Survival in the taiga requires specialized adaptations from its inhabitants. For plants, adaptations include the ability to withstand frost and the efficient use of limited nutrients. Many taiga plants have developed methods to conserve water and energy, such as growing close to the ground or having antifreeze proteins to prevent ice formation inside their cells. Animals in the taiga have adapted to extreme temperature variations and food scarcity. Some species hibernate during the winter to conserve energy, while others, like the lynx, rely on a diet of small mammals and birds. Seasonal camouflage, such as the snowshoe hare's white winter coat, helps animals avoid predators. Human impact and conservation. Human activities, such as logging, mining, and climate change, pose significant threats to the taiga biome. Deforestation and habitat destruction can lead to loss of biodiversity and disrupt ecological processes. Additionally, global warming is causing shifts in temperature and precipitation patterns, which can impact the delicate balance of the taiga ecosystem. Conservation efforts are crucial for protecting the taiga and its biodiversity. Sustainable forest management practices, protection of large tracts of forest, and monitoring of climate change impacts are essential for preserving this vital biome. Conclusion: the taiga biome is a vast and vital part of the Earth's ecological system, characterized by its coniferous forests, cold climate, and specialized flora and fauna. Its role in carbon sequestration, biodiversity support, and global climate regulation underscores the importance of understanding and protecting this unique environment. Through ongoing research and conservation efforts, we can help ensure the taiga remains a resilient and thriving biome for future generations. Temperate deciduous forest biome. Seasons of change. The temperate deciduous forest biome is renowned for its distinct seasonal changes, characterized by a moderate climate with 4 distinct seasons and a rich diversity of flora and fauna. Found primarily in the mid-latitudes of the northern hemisphere, this biome offers a striking contrast to the extreme conditions of the tundra and the boreal forests. In this section, we will explore the key features of the temperate deciduous forest, the adaptations of its inhabitants, and its ecological significance. Climate and soil. The temperate deciduous forest experiences a temperate climate with 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. This biome typically receives between 750 and 1,500 millimeters of precipitation annually, spread relatively evenly throughout the year. Summer temperatures are moderate, ranging from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, while winter temperatures can drop to below freezing, often between -1 degree Celsius and 4 degrees Celsius. The soil in temperate deciduous forests is generally fertile and rich in organic material, a result of the annual leaf drop and decomposition. The forest floor is covered with a layer of fallen leaves, which decompose and contribute to a nutrient-rich humus layer. This fertile soil supports a diverse array of plant life and provides essential nutrients for the forest's ecosystem. Vegetation. The vegetation in temperate deciduous forests is characterized by a mix of deciduous trees that shed their leaves annually. Common tree species include oak, maple, beech, and hickory. These trees have adapted to the seasonal climate by losing their leaves in autumn to conserve water and energy during the cold winter months. The tree's ability to photosynthesize during the growing season allows them to store energy for the winter. In addition to the dominant trees, temperate deciduous forests are home to a variety of understory plants, including shrubs, ferns, and herbaceous plants. These plants take advantage of the sunlight that reaches the forest floor before the canopy fully develops. Spring ephemerals, such as trilliums and violets, bloom early in the season, taking advantage of the increased light before the canopy closes. Animal life. The temperate deciduous forest biome supports a wide range of animal species, each adapted to the seasonal changes of the environment. Mammals such as white-tailed deer, raccoons, and eastern gray squirrels are common in these forests. Many of these animals have developed strategies to cope with the changing seasons, such as hibernation or migration. For example, the eastern chipmunk hibernates during the winter, while migratory birds, like the warbler and the robin, travel to warmer regions to escape the cold. Bird species in temperate deciduous forests include a variety of songbirds, raptors, and woodpeckers. These birds play crucial roles in the ecosystem, from pollinating plants and dispersing seeds to controlling insect populations. Insects, including ants, beetles, and butterflies, are also abundant and contribute to the forest's ecological processes by aiding in decomposition and serving as prey for other animals. Adaptations and survival. Adaptations to the temperate deciduous forest seasonal changes are evident in both plant and animal life. Trees and plants have evolved to withstand winter conditions by going dormant and conserving energy. Their ability to rehydrate and photosynthesize quickly in the spring allows them to take full advantage of the growing season. Animals in the temperate deciduous forest exhibit a variety of adaptations to cope with the changing seasons. Some, like the North American black bear, hibernate to avoid the harsh winter conditions, while others, such as the snowshoe hare, change their fur color for camouflage. Migration is another key adaptation, with many bird species traveling to warmer climates during the winter months. Human impact and conservation. Human activities, such as deforestation, urbanization, and agriculture, have significant impacts on temperate deciduous forests. Habitat destruction can lead to loss of biodiversity and disruption of ecological processes. Additionally, climate change poses a threat to the biome, potentially altering precipitation patterns and temperature ranges. Conservation efforts are vital to protect the temperate deciduous forest and its diverse ecosystems. Sustainable land management practices, reforestation projects, and the establishment of protected areas are essential to preserve these forests and ensure their continued health and resilience. Conclusion. The temperate deciduous forest biome is a dynamic and diverse ecosystem characterized by its seasonal changes, rich vegetation, and abundant wildlife. Its fertile soils and varied plant and animal life make it a vital component of the Earth's ecological balance. Understanding the intricacies of this biome and addressing the challenges posed by human activities and climate change are crucial for preserving its health and diversity for future generations. Grassland biome, the vast prairies. The grassland biome, often referred to as the prairie, savanna, or steppe depending on its location, is characterized by expansive areas dominated by grasses and other herbaceous plants. This biome spans diverse regions across the globe, from the North American prairies to the African savannas, each with its own unique climatic and ecological features. This section explores the defining characteristics of grasslands, the adaptations of their flora and fauna, and their ecological significance. Climate and soil. Grasslands typically experience moderate to low precipitation, ranging from 250 to 1,000 millimeters annually. This precipitation is often seasonal, with distinct wet and dry periods. The climate of grasslands can vary significantly depending on the region. Temperate grasslands generally have hot summers and cold winters, while tropical grasslands experience warm temperatures year-round. The soil in grasslands is usually deep, fertile, and rich in organic matter, a result of the extensive decomposition of plant material. This fertile soil supports a dense cover of grasses and herbs, which play a critical role in maintaining the biome's ecological balance. Grassland soils often have a high nutrient content, which is essential for supporting the large herbivores that graze on the vegetation. Vegetation. Grasslands are primarily dominated by grasses, which are well adapted to the biome's climatic conditions. These grasses have evolved various strategies to survive periods of drought and grazing. For instance, many grasses have deep root systems that allow them to access water from deeper soil layers and survive prolonged dry periods. Additionally, grasses have evolved to grow from their bases, allowing them to quickly regenerate after grazing or fire. In temperate grasslands, the vegetation includes species such as bluestem, ryegrass, and buffalo grass. These grasses are complemented by herbaceous plants like wildflowers and legumes. Tropical grasslands, or savannas, feature grasses interspersed with scattered trees and shrubs, such as acacias and baobabs. This combination of grasses and trees provides a diverse habitat and supports a wide range of animal species. Animal life. Grasslands support a variety of large herbivores, which play a crucial role in maintaining the biome's ecological balance. In North American prairies, animals such as bison, pronghorn antelope, and elk are common. These herbivores graze on the grasses and help control vegetation growth, which prevents the encroachment of woody plants. In African savannas, large herbivores such as elephants, giraffes, and zebras are prevalent. These animals have adapted to the seasonal availability of food and water, often migrating in search of resources during the dry season. Predators in grasslands, such as lions and cheetahs in the savanna or coyotes and prairie wolves in the temperate grasslands, rely on the herbivores as their primary food source. Grasslands are also home to a variety of bird species, including raptors, songbirds, and ground-nesting birds. Many of these birds have adapted to the open landscapes and the seasonal changes of the grasslands. Insects, such as grasshoppers, beetles, and butterflies, are abundant and contribute to the ecosystem by pollinating plants and serving as prey for larger animals. Adaptations and survival. Adaptations in grasslands are crucial for surviving the biome's variable conditions. Plants have evolved to cope with periods of drought and grazing by developing deep root systems and growing quickly after disturbance. Some grasses have adapted to fire, a common occurrence in many grasslands, by having underground storage organs that allow them to resprout after a fire. Animals in grasslands have also developed various strategies for survival. Many large herbivores have evolved to migrate in response to seasonal changes in food availability. Predators in grasslands have adapted to the open environment by developing keen eyesight and speed for hunting. Additionally, some animals have behavioral adaptations, such as burrowing or seeking shelter during extreme weather conditions. Human impact and conservation. Grasslands face significant threats from human activities, including agriculture, urbanization, and climate change. The conversion of grasslands into farmland leads to habitat loss and degradation, while overgrazing by livestock can reduce plant diversity and soil health. Climate change poses additional challenges, such as altered precipitation patterns and increased frequency of extreme weather events. Conservation efforts are essential for protecting grasslands and maintaining their ecological health. Strategies include sustainable land management practices, restoration of degraded areas, and protection of remaining natural habitats. By preserving these vital ecosystems, we can ensure the continued existence of the diverse plant and animal species that call grasslands home. Conclusion. The grassland biome, with its vast prairies, savannas, and steppes, is a dynamic and essential part of the Earth's ecological system. Its rich soils, diverse vegetation, and abundant wildlife make it a critical habitat for many species and a key component of the global environment. Understanding the intricacies of grasslands and addressing the challenges posed by human activities and climate change are crucial for preserving this remarkable biome for future generations. Desert biome, the arid landscapes. The desert biome is one of the most extreme and challenging environments on Earth, characterized by its arid conditions, dramatic temperature fluctuations, and sparse vegetation. Deserts are found on every continent and vary widely in terms of climate, geography, and biological diversity. This section explores the defining features of desert biomes, the remarkable adaptations of their flora and fauna, and their ecological significance. Climate and soil. Deserts are defined by their low precipitation, receiving less than 250 millimeters of rain annually. This lack of water, combined with high evaporation rates, creates an environment where water is a precious resource. Deserts can experience extreme temperature fluctuations, with daytime temperatures soaring well above 40 degrees Celsius and nighttime temperatures plummeting below freezing, particularly in desert regions such as the Sahara or the Mojave. The soil in deserts is often sandy, rocky, or gravelly, and it has low organic matter due to the limited vegetation. Desert soils can be highly variable. Some are nutrient-poor, while others may contain mineral deposits that have accumulated over time. Despite the harsh conditions, desert soils are crucial for supporting the specialized plant life that has adapted to survive in this challenging environment. Vegetation. Desert vegetation is sparse and consists primarily of drought-resistant plants. Common plant species include cacti, succulents, and xerophytes, plants adapted to conserve water. Cacti, for instance, have thick, fleshy stems that store water and are covered with a waxy coating to reduce water loss. Their spines serve as a defense mechanism against herbivores and help shade the plant from the intense sun. Other desert plants, such as mesquite trees and creosote bushes, have developed deep root systems to access groundwater and are capable of surviving long periods of drought. Some desert plants have evolved to complete their life cycles rapidly in response to brief periods of rainfall, a strategy known as ephemeral growth. These plants quickly germinate, flower, and produce seeds in the short window of favorable conditions. Animal life. Desert animals are highly specialized to cope with the extreme conditions of their environment. Many desert-dwelling species are adapted to conserve water, regulate their body temperature, and find food in a sparse landscape. For example, the fennec fox, native to the Sahara Desert, has large ears that help dissipate heat and enhance its hearing to detect prey. It also has the ability to go for long periods without drinking water, obtaining most of its moisture from its diet. Reptiles are prominent in desert ecosystems, with species such as the Gila monster and various types of lizards. These reptiles have evolved to tolerate high temperatures and conserve water through behaviors such as burrowing to avoid the heat of the day. Many desert reptiles are also able to regulate their body temperature by basking in the sun or seeking shade. Insects, such as beetles and ants, are abundant in deserts and have developed adaptations to manage extreme temperatures and limited water availability. Some insects, like the Namibian fog-basking beetle, can collect moisture from the air and channel it to their mouths. Adaptations and survival. Adaptations in desert environments are crucial for survival. Plants and animals have developed a range of strategies to cope with the harsh conditions. Desert plants often have adaptations such as small or modified leaves to reduce water loss, deep roots to access groundwater, and the ability to store water in specialized tissues. Animals have evolved various adaptations, including nocturnal behavior to avoid the daytime heat, physiological mechanisms to minimize water loss, and specialized diets to make use of the limited food resources available. Many desert animals are also able to enter a state of dormancy or estivation during extreme conditions, reducing their metabolic rate to conserve energy and water. Human impact and conservation. Human activities have significant impacts on desert environments. Desertification, driven by overgrazing, deforestation, and unsustainable land use practices, threatens to expand the boundaries of deserts and degrade their ecosystems. Additionally, climate change can exacerbate these problems by altering precipitation patterns and increasing temperatures. Conservation efforts in desert biomes focus on sustainable land management, restoration of degraded areas, and protection of endemic species. Efforts to combat desertification and promote sustainable practices are essential for preserving the delicate balance of desert ecosystems and ensuring their resilience in the face of environmental changes. Conclusion. The desert biome, with its arid landscapes, extreme temperatures, and specialized flora and fauna, represents one of the most challenging and unique environments on Earth. The adaptations of desert life and the ecological significance of these biomes highlight their importance in the global environment. Understanding the complexities of desert ecosystems and addressing the impacts of human activities and climate change are critical for preserving these remarkable landscapes and their biodiversity for future generations. Rainforest biome, the lush canopies. The rainforest biome is one of the most biologically diverse and ecologically important ecosystems on Earth. Characterized by its dense vegetation, high rainfall, and complex layered structure, rainforests are vital for maintaining global climate balance and supporting a vast array of plant and animal species. This section delves into the defining features of rainforests, the remarkable adaptations of their inhabitants, and their ecological significance. Climate and soil. Rainforests are defined by their consistently high levels of precipitation, receiving more than 1,800 millimeters of rain annually. This abundant rainfall is typically distributed throughout the year, resulting in a lush and perpetually moist environment. Rainforest climates are generally warm, with temperatures averaging between 20 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius. The high humidity levels, often exceeding 80%, contribute to the biome's dense vegetation and high biodiversity. The soil in rainforests, while rich in organic material due to the rapid decomposition of plant matter, is often surprisingly low in nutrients. The quick breakdown of fallen leaves and other organic matter results in a thin layer of nutrient-rich humus on the forest floor. However, the nutrients are quickly absorbed by the dense vegetation, leaving the soil relatively poor. This rapid nutrient cycling supports the high productivity of the rainforest, but also means that rainforest soils can be easily depleted by deforestation and agriculture. Vegetation. Rainforests are characterized by their multi-layered canopy, which includes the emergent layer, the canopy layer, the understory, and the forest floor. The emergent layer consists of towering trees that reach above the general canopy, while the canopy layer forms a dense ceiling of foliage that absorbs most of the sunlight. The understory is a darker, more humid layer with smaller trees and shrubs, and the forest floor is covered with decomposing plant material and adapted to low light conditions. The vegetation in rainforests includes a vast array of tree species, such as mahogany, kapok, and rubber trees, as well as numerous types of shrubs, ferns, and orchids. Epiphytes, such as bromeliads and orchids, are common and thrive by growing on other plants to access light and moisture. The diverse plant life supports a wide range of herbivores and plays a critical role in the rainforest ecosystem. Animal life. The animal life in rainforests is incredibly diverse, with millions of species inhabiting these rich ecosystems. Rainforests are home to a variety of mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and insects. Mammals such as jaguars, sloths, and monkeys are adapted to the complex forest structure, with some species spending their entire lives in the trees. Birds, including toucans, parrots, and harpy eagles, are abundant in rainforests, with many species specialized for feeding on specific types of fruit, insects, or small vertebrates. Reptiles and amphibians, such as poison dart frogs and iguanas, are also common and have adapted to the high humidity and diverse vegetation of the rainforest. Insects represent one of the largest groups of animals in rainforests. Butterflies, beetles, ants, and termites are all prevalent, and their interactions with plants and other animals contribute to the complex web of life in the rainforest. Many rainforest insects have evolved unique adaptations for camouflage, mimicry, and defense. Adaptations and survival. Adaptations in the rainforest biome are crucial for survival in the highly competitive and resource-rich environment. Plants have evolved various strategies to thrive in the low-light conditions of the understory, such as large leaves to capture more light and specialized root systems to access nutrients and water. Animals in rainforests exhibit a range of adaptations to the dense vegetation and high humidity. Many animals, such as tree-dwelling primates and arboreal reptiles, have developed specialized limbs and prehensile tails for climbing and navigating the forest canopy. Camouflage and mimicry are common strategies among insects and other small animals to avoid predators and blend into the environment. Human impact and conservation. Rainforests face significant threats from human activities, including deforestation, logging, and agriculture. The clearing of rainforest land for crops, cattle grazing, and infrastructure development results in habitat loss, reduced biodiversity, and disruption of global climate patterns. Conservation efforts are essential to protect rainforests and their unique ecosystems. Strategies include establishing protected areas, promoting sustainable land use practices, and supporting reforestation projects. Additionally, raising awareness about the importance of rainforests and advocating for policies that protect these critical environments are crucial for their preservation. Conclusion: the rainforest biome, with its lush vegetation, diverse animal life, and complex ecological interactions, is a vital component of the Earth's environment. Its role in regulating climate, supporting biodiversity, and providing ecosystem services underscores the importance of understanding and protecting these remarkable ecosystems. By addressing the challenges posed by human activities and climate change, we can work to ensure the continued health and vitality of the rainforest biome for future generations. Key concepts of the chapter. Understanding biomes and terrestrial ecosystems involves grasping several fundamental concepts that illuminate the diversity and complexity of life on Earth. This section synthesizes key ideas related to biomes, the major terrestrial ecosystems, and their unique characteristics. It also explores the importance of these ecosystems in maintaining ecological balance and supporting biodiversity. Biomes. Defining characteristics. A biome is a large-scale ecological community defined by its climate, vegetation, and the animal species that inhabit it. Biomes are categorized based on factors such as temperature, precipitation, and seasonal variations. Each biome has a distinct set of environmental conditions and biological communities, which shape the adaptations and interactions of its inhabitants. Biomes are typically classified into two main types, terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial biomes, which include tundra, taiga, temperate deciduous forest, grassland, desert, and rainforest, are distinguished by their land-based characteristics. Aquatic biomes, which encompass freshwater and marine environments, will be explored in subsequent chapters. Major terrestrial biomes. Tundra biome. The tundra is characterized by its cold climate, short growing season, and permafrost. It supports hardy plants and animals adapted to extreme conditions, such as low temperatures and limited sunlight. The tundra's unique environment includes Arctic and alpine regions, each with distinct ecological features. Taiga biome. Also known as the boreal forest, the taiga is dominated by coniferous trees and experiences cold winters and short, mild summers. It supports a variety of mammals, birds, and insects that are adapted to the taiga's challenging conditions. The taiga plays a crucial role in the global carbon cycle and supports important wildlife habitats. Temperate deciduous forest biome. This biome is known for its 4 distinct seasons and trees that shed their leaves in the fall. The temperate deciduous forest supports diverse flora and fauna, including mammals, birds, and insects. Its fertile soils and seasonal climate contribute to high biodiversity and productivity. Grassland biome. Dominated by grasses and herbaceous plants, grasslands can be temperate or tropical. They support grazers such as bison, antelope, and zebras, and are characterized by seasonal variations in precipitation. Grasslands play a key role in soil formation and nutrient cycling. Desert biome. The desert biome is marked by low precipitation, extreme temperature fluctuations, and sparse vegetation. Plants and animals in deserts have evolved remarkable adaptations to conserve water and cope with harsh conditions. Deserts are also important for studying adaptations to aridity and extreme climates. Rainforest biome. Rainforests are known for their high biodiversity, dense vegetation, and consistently high rainfall. They are divided into tropical and temperate rainforests, each with unique features. Rainforests play a critical role in climate regulation, carbon sequestration, and supporting a vast array of species. Ecological importance. Each biome contributes to the Earth's ecological balance in unique ways. Biomes influence global climate patterns, regulate atmospheric gases, and support diverse life forms. They are essential for maintaining biodiversity, providing ecosystem services such as pollination and water filtration, and offering resources for human societies. Adaptations and interactions. The organisms within each biome have developed specific adaptations to survive and thrive in their respective environments. These adaptations include physiological, behavioral, and structural traits that enable species to cope with climate, resource availability, and interactions with other organisms. Understanding these adaptations provides insight into the resilience and dynamics of biomes. Human impact and conservation. Human activities have significant impacts on biomes and ecosystems. Deforestation, habitat destruction, climate change, and pollution are major threats that affect the health and sustainability of biomes. Conservation efforts are crucial for protecting these ecosystems, preserving biodiversity, and ensuring the continued provision of ecosystem services. Conclusion. The study of biomes and terrestrial ecosystems reveals the intricate connections between climate, vegetation, and wildlife. Each biome has its own unique characteristics and adaptations that contribute to the global ecological balance. By understanding these key concepts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity of life on Earth and the importance of protecting our planet's diverse ecosystems. Addressing environmental challenges and promoting sustainable practices are essential for safeguarding the health and resilience of biomes for future generations. The importance of biome diversity and ecosystem services. Biomes and their ecosystems play a fundamental role in sustaining life on Earth. The diversity of biomes contributes to the planet's overall ecological health, influencing climate patterns, supporting biodiversity, and providing essential services that benefit both the environment and human societies. This section highlights the significance of biome diversity, the ecosystem services they offer, and the impact of human activities on these critical systems. Significance of biome diversity. Biome diversity refers to the variety of different biomes and their ecosystems present on Earth. This diversity is crucial for several reasons. Biodiversity. Different biomes support a wide range of plant and animal species, each adapted to specific environmental conditions. This biodiversity contributes to the stability and resilience of ecosystems, enabling them to withstand and recover from disturbances such as natural disasters and climate fluctuations. Ecological balance. The interaction between different biomes helps maintain ecological balance. For example, tropical rainforests play a critical role in regulating global climate by absorbing carbon dioxide and producing oxygen. Similarly, wetlands, often found at the boundaries of different biomes, act as buffers against flooding and help filter pollutants from water. Genetic resources. Biome diversity is a source of genetic resources that are essential for the adaptation and evolution of species. This genetic diversity is important for agricultural development, medicine, and the resilience of species in the face of changing environmental conditions. Ecosystem services. Ecosystem services are the benefits that humans derive from natural ecosystems. These services are crucial for human well-being and include provisioning services. These are the resources that ecosystems provide directly to humans. They include food, fresh water, timber, and medicinal plants. For instance, temperate deciduous forests provide timber and non-timber forest products, while grasslands offer grazing land for livestock. Regulating services. Ecosystems regulate various natural processes that are vital for maintaining environmental stability. This includes climate regulation, air and water purification, pollination of crops, and soil fertility. For example, wetlands filter pollutants from water and help regulate floodwaters, while rainforests influence global weather patterns and help control atmospheric carbon levels. Supporting services. These services support the processes necessary for the production of other ecosystem services. They include nutrient cycling, soil formation, and primary production. Grasslands, for example, play a role in nutrient cycling and soil health through the decomposition of plant material and the activity of soil organisms. Cultural services. Ecosystems provide cultural, recreational, and aesthetic benefits. They offer spaces for recreation, spiritual enrichment, and cultural identity. Many people find solace and inspiration in natural landscapes such as deserts, rainforests, and temperate forests. Additionally, biomes contribute to cultural heritage and traditional practices. Impact of human activities. Human activities have a profound impact on biomes and their ability to provide ecosystem services. Major threats include deforestation, the clearing of forests for agriculture, urban development, and logging disrupts ecosystems, reduces biodiversity, and contributes to climate change. Tropical rainforests, in particular, are highly threatened by deforestation, leading to loss of habitat for countless species and diminished carbon sequestration capacity. Climate change. Changes in global climate affect biome distribution, alter precipitation patterns, and increase the frequency of extreme weather events. For example, rising temperatures can lead to the expansion of deserts and shifts in temperate forest boundaries, impacting species distribution and ecosystem functionality. Pollution. Pollution from industrial activities, agriculture, and urban areas contaminates air, water, and soil. This can have detrimental effects on ecosystems, including the degradation of water quality in wetlands, soil erosion in grasslands, and the disruption of plant and animal health. Overexploitation. Overharvesting of natural resources, such as fishing, hunting, and logging, depletes resources faster than they can replenish. This can lead to the decline of species, habitat destruction, and reduced ecosystem services. Conservation and sustainable practices. To protect biome diversity and ensure the continued provision of ecosystem services, conservation efforts and sustainable practices are essential. Strategies include protected areas, establishing national parks, wildlife reserves, and marine protected areas helps preserve critical habitats and biodiversity. Sustainable management. Implementing sustainable land use and resource management practices ensures that ecosystems are used in a way that maintains their health and productivity. Restoration projects. Reforestation, wetland restoration, and habitat rehabilitation projects aim to restore degraded ecosystems and enhance their functionality. Climate action, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, promoting renewable energy, and mitigating climate change effects are crucial for protecting biomes and their ecosystems. Conclusion. The diversity of biomes and their ecosystems is integral to the health of the planet and the well-being of human societies. Understanding the importance of biome diversity and ecosystem services highlights the need for effective conservation and sustainable practices. By addressing the impacts of human activities and prioritizing the protection of these vital systems, we can ensure the continued provision of essential services and support the resilience of life on Earth. Exploring aquatic biomes, freshwater and marine ecosystems. Aquatic biomes, encompassing freshwater and marine ecosystems, represent a significant portion of Earth's surface and play crucial roles in supporting biodiversity, regulating climate, and providing resources essential for human life. This section delves into the characteristics, diversity, and importance of aquatic biomes, exploring the unique features of freshwater and marine environments and their contributions to the planet's ecological balance. Freshwater biomes. Freshwater biomes include rivers, lakes, wetlands, and streams, characterized by their low salt concentrations compared to marine environments. They are critical for supplying drinking water, supporting agriculture, and providing habitat for a variety of species. Rivers and streams. These flowing water systems are dynamic environments with varying temperatures, flow rates, and sediment loads. Rivers and streams play a key role in shaping landscapes through erosion and sediment transport. They provide habitat for species such as fish, amphibians, and invertebrates, and serve as critical sources of water for surrounding communities. Lakes and ponds. Lakes and ponds are standing water bodies with varying depths, temperatures, and nutrient levels. Lakes can range from small ponds to vast bodies of water, like the Great Lakes. These ecosystems support diverse communities of fish, aquatic plants, and microorganisms. Lakes also play a role in climate regulation by storing carbon and influencing local weather patterns. Wetlands. Wetlands, including marshes, swamps, and bogs, are transitional zones between terrestrial and aquatic environments. They are characterized by saturated soils and support a diverse range of plant and animal species. Wetlands are vital for water purification, flood control, and providing habitat for wildlife. They act as natural buffers, filtering pollutants and excess nutrients from water before it enters larger water bodies. Marine biomes. Marine biomes cover about 70% of Earth's surface and include oceans, coral reefs, and estuaries. These ecosystems are characterized by their high salt concentrations and support a wide range of marine life. Oceans. The world's oceans are vast, deep, and divided into different zones based on depth and distance from shore. Key oceanic zones include the intertidal zone, pelagic zone, and benthic zone. The ocean is home to diverse species ranging from microscopic plankton to large marine mammals. Oceans play a critical role in regulating global climate by absorbing and distributing heat and influencing weather patterns. Coral reefs. Coral reefs are among the most diverse and productive ecosystems in the marine environment. They are formed by coral polyps and their symbiotic relationships with algae, which provide nutrients through photosynthesis. Coral reefs support an incredible diversity of species, including fish, invertebrates, and seaweed. They are important for coastal protection, tourism, and fisheries. Estuaries. Estuaries are areas where fresh water from rivers and streams meets and mixes with salt water from the ocean. These nutrient-rich environments support diverse plant and animal life, including fish, birds, and crustaceans. Estuaries provide critical breeding and nursery grounds for many marine species and act as buffers against storm surges and coastal erosion. Ecological importance. Aquatic biomes are crucial for several ecological processes. Climate regulation. Oceans play a significant role in regulating Earth's climate by absorbing carbon dioxide and distributing heat through ocean currents. This process helps moderate global temperatures and influence weather patterns. Biodiversity. Aquatic biomes support a vast array of life forms, each adapted to specific environmental conditions. The high biodiversity in marine and freshwater ecosystems contributes to the stability and resilience of these environments. Nutrient cycling. Aquatic ecosystems are involved in nutrient cycling processes, such as the decomposition of organic matter and the recycling of nutrients. These processes are essential for maintaining water quality and supporting primary production. Resource provision. Aquatic biomes provide important resources for human societies, including seafood, recreational opportunities, and water for agriculture and industry. Human impact and conservation. Human activities have significant impacts on aquatic biomes, including pollution. Industrial, agricultural, and urban pollutants can degrade water quality, harm aquatic life, and disrupt ecosystems. Issues such as plastic pollution, nutrient runoff, and chemical contaminants are major concerns. Overfishing. Overfishing depletes fish populations and disrupts marine ecosystems. Sustainable fishing practices and conservation measures are necessary to protect fish stocks and maintain ecological balance. Habitat destruction. Coastal development, dredging, and habitat destruction threaten aquatic ecosystems, including coral reefs and wetlands. Conservation efforts focus on protecting and restoring these vital habitats. Climate change. Rising temperatures, ocean acidification, and altered precipitation patterns impact aquatic biomes. Climate change affects species distribution, ocean currents, and the health of coral reefs and other marine ecosystems. Conservation and sustainable practices. Conservation and sustainable management are essential for protecting aquatic biomes and ensuring their health and productivity. Strategies include protected areas, establishing marine reserves, freshwater protected areas, and conservation zones help safeguard critical habitats and biodiversity. Pollution reduction, implementing measures to reduce pollution, such as waste management and water treatment, improves water quality and protects aquatic life. Sustainable fisheries, adopting sustainable fishing practices and regulating fishing quotas helps maintain healthy fish populations and marine ecosystems. Climate action, addressing climate change through mitigation and adaptation strategies is crucial for protecting aquatic environments and their functions. Conclusion: aquatic biomes, including freshwater and marine ecosystems, are integral to the health of the planet and the well-being of human societies. Understanding their characteristics, ecological roles, and the impacts of human activities highlights the need for effective conservation and sustainable practices. By protecting and managing these vital ecosystems, we can ensure their continued contribution to global biodiversity, climate regulation, and resource provision.